Lake Lanier sparkles, a jewel of Georgia drawing millions each year. Boaters skim across its surface, families picnic on its banks, laughter carries on the breeze. It is a picture of peace, a sanctuary of natural beauty. But beneath the surface, a different story sleeps. Lake Lanier holds a past etched in pain, injustice, and whispers of what was lost. Oscarville was more than just a name on a map. Founded by Oscarville, a formerly enslaved man, it became a haven for many seeking refuge and opportunity. Over 1,000 souls called Oscarville home at its peak. They built churches, schools, and businesses, nurturing a vibrant culture rooted in faith, family, and community. But the story of Oscarville is one of erasure, a community forcibly removed, its history submerged beneath tons of water. The creation of Lake Lanier came at a steep human cost, demolishing homes and businesses, ripping apart the heart of a community. Today, the remnants of Oscarville lie entombed beneath Lake Lanier's waters. Foundations of homes, remnants of businesses, and silent stones of cemeteries rest in the watery darkness. Divers tell of eerie remnants, a child's toy on a submerged porch swing, a rusted car half buried in silt. These tales serve as chilling reminders of what lies beneath. The story of Oscarville is a stark reminder of the human cost of progress and the enduring legacy of racial injustice in America. Long before Lake Lanier, the Chattahoochee River flowed freely through North Georgia. Along its banks, freed slaves planted the seeds of a community. Families toiled together, cultivating the land, fishing its waters, and building homes. The Chattahoochee River provided sustenance, transportation, and a sense of serenity. Stories of those early years spoke of hardship, hope, faith, and an unbreakable bond forged in the face of adversity. At the heart of Oscarville's story stood Oscar Will, a man of resilience and determination. Born into slavery, he envisioned a community where freed slaves could prosper. Under Will's leadership, Oscarville evolved into a thriving community. They built their homes, businesses, and places of worship with their own hands. Oscarville was a place where everyone contributed, where every skill was valued, and where neighbor helped neighbor without hesitation. Despite progress, a shadow loomed over Oscarville, a reminder of racial prejudice. The Jim Crow South cast a long shadow over their lives. Interactions with neighboring towns were fraught with tension and danger. The Ku Klux Klan's presence instilled fear and uncertainty. The idyllic world they had created felt increasingly fragile, threatened by forces beyond their control. The year 1912 dawned with promise, but fate had a cruel twist in store. An incident shrouded in rumor and fueled by racial tensions shattered the peace. A young white woman accused a black man from Oscarville of assault, igniting a firestorm of racial prejudice. A mob descended upon Oscarville, armed with torches and weapons, their intent clear to instill terror. The night sky was ablaze with burning homes and businesses, the air thick with smoke and fear. The exodus from Oscarville was a slow, agonizing unraveling of the community. Many residents made the heartbreaking decision to sell their land. Opportunistic speculators offered paltry sums for properties that had been generations in the making. Those who could afford it packed their belongings and boarded northbound trains, seeking refuge and opportunity. The land, once alive with laughter and hope, fell silent, its future uncertain. As the years passed, the story of Oscarville began to fade from public memory. The construction of the Beaufort Dam sealed Oscarville's fate, burying it beneath tons of water. The rising waters of Lake Lanier became a watery shroud for Oscarville, concealing its remnants from view. For decades, the story of Oscarville remained largely untold, a casualty of the South's long history of racial injustice. The descendants of those displaced carried the weight of their ancestors' experiences, their stories passed down through generations in hushed tones. Section 1. The Rising Tide of Progress. The whispers of Oscarville's demise were soon drowned out by the roar of progress. The year was 1950. Among them was the Beaufort Dam project, providing Atlanta with hydroelectric power, flood control, and drinking water. The project was heralded as a symbol of modernity. Engineers, surveyors, and construction workers descended upon the region. The air buzzed with activity, the clang of hammers and the rumble of trucks a constant soundtrack to the region's changing identity. Section 2. Sacrifice in the name of development. The construction of the Buford Dam came at a steep human cost. The government claimed vast swaths of land, displacing families who had called the region home for generations. For many, the land was more than just a place to live. It was an inheritance, a connection to their ancestors. The compensation offered rarely reflected the true value of the land or the emotional toll of displacement. Families were uprooted, forced to abandon their homes, their farms, their livelihoods. The rhythms of rural life were disrupted, replaced by the uncertainty of a future in exile. The most poignant chapter in the Buford Dam story involves the cemeteries within the flood zone. The government faced the daunting task of relocating countless graves. For many families, disturbing their loved ones' resting places was deeply unsettling. Crews exhumed remains and reinterred them in new cemeteries on higher ground. Despite efforts, not all graves were relocated. Some final resting places now lie at the bottom of Lake Lanier, their stories submerged beneath the waves. Today, Lake Lanier is a playground for millions. Boaters skim across its surface, their laughter echoing across the water. But beneath the surface, whispers of the past persist. Some say Lake Lanier is haunted, its depths harboring restless spirits. Stories of phantom boats and unexplained lights abound. These tales add a layer of mystery to the lake's allure. Ghost tours draw visitors eager to hear these stories. They paint a vivid picture of a community displaced by the lake, even as its physical remnants lie submerged beneath the waves. Lake Lanier stands as a testament to the complexities of progress. As the sun sets on Lake Lanier, casting long shadows across its shimmering surface, the line between reality and folklore blurs. Campfire stories, whispered from generation to generation, paint a vivid picture of the lake's haunted past. Tales of Oscarville, once dismissed as mere superstition, take on a life of their own, fueled by the lake's eerie silence and the occasional unexplained occurrence. Among the most persistent legends is that of the Lady of the Lake, said to be the ghost of a young woman who drowned in the lake shortly after its creation. Some say she was a resident of Oscarville, her spirit forever tethered to the land she once called home. Boaters claim to have seen her, a solitary figure in a white dress gliding across the water's surface, her mournful cries echoing across the lake. Then there's the tale of the phantom school bus, said to appear on foggy nights, its headlights cutting through the mist, its horn emitting a mournful wail. Legend has it that the bus is driven by the ghost of a bus driver, his spectral passengers, the children of Oscarville, forever searching for their lost homes. These stories, passed down through generations, have become deeply ingrained in the local folklore, adding a layer of mystery and intrigue to Lake Lanier's allure. Whether true or simply products of overactive imaginations, they serve as a constant reminder of the lake's submerged past and the community that was lost beneath its waters. Beyond the legends and ghost stories, there's an undeniable eeriness that pervades Lake Lanier, a silence that speaks volumes. It's not the silence of a pristine natural lake, but a silence that feels heavy, almost oppressive, as if the water itself is holding its breath, guarding the secrets of the past. Divers who venture beneath the surface describe a world of eerie stillness. The sunlight fades rapidly, replaced by a murky green twilight. Trees, once reaching for the sky, now stand as silent sentinels, their branches draped in algae, their trunks encrusted with mussels. Fish dart through the shadows, their movements quick and nervous, as if sensing the weight of the unseen. It's in these moments, surrounded by the remnants of a lost community, that the true impact of Lake Lanier's creation hits home. The silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the absence of life, of laughter, of the everyday rhythms that once animated this now submerged landscape. The lake's eerie silence serves as a constant reminder that progress often comes at a price, and that sometimes the most profound stories are the ones whispered beneath the surface. In recent years, Lake Lanier has become a site of renewed interest for historians, archaeologists, and those seeking to uncover the truth about Oscarville. Armed with sonar equipment, underwater cameras, and a deep respect for the past, They are piecing together the story of the lost town, one submerged artifact at a time. Their work is challenging, hampered by poor visibility, layers of sediment, and the sheer size of the lake. But slowly, painstakingly, they are bringing the past to light. Submerged foundations, once the bedrock of homes and businesses, are carefully mapped. Household items, a porcelain doll, a rusted sewing machine, a set of horseshoes, are recovered. Each object a poignant reminder of the lives lived and the community lost. The discovery of submerged cemeteries has been particularly poignant. Tombstones, some still upright, others lying broken and scattered, bear silent witness to the final resting places of those who called Oscarville home. The inscriptions, eroded by time and water, offer glimpses into the lives of individuals. Their names, their birth dates, and the dates of their passing. These underwater explorations, while uncovering a painful past, are also providing a sense of closure and validation for the descendants of Oscarville. The artifacts, the stories, the very act of remembering, are helping to reclaim a history that was once silenced, ensuring that the legacy of Oscarville lives on. The story of Oscarville, once lost beneath the waves of Lake Lanier, is slowly resurfacing, its legacy reclaimed through the combined efforts of historians, archaeologists, community activists, and the descendants of those displaced. No longer content to let the past remain submerged, they are working tirelessly to ensure that the story of Oscarville is told, its victims remembered, and its lessons learned. Annual commemorative events are held on the shores of Lake Lanier, bringing together descendants of Oscarville residents, community members, and those simply wishing to pay their respects. Stories are shared, songs are sung, and prayers are offered, transforming a site of tragedy into a place of remembrance and reflection. Educational initiatives are underway to incorporate the story of Oscarville into local school curricula, ensuring that future generations understand the complexities of their region's history and the enduring legacy of racial injustice. Museums and historical societies are collecting artifacts and oral histories, creating spaces where the story of Oscarville can be told and preserved for years to come. The story of Oscarville, though rooted in tragedy, ultimately offers a message of resilience, remembrance, and the power of community. It's a story that speaks to the importance of acknowledging even the most painful chapters of our past, of giving voice to the silenced, and of honoring the sacrifices made by those who came before us. And in doing so, we create a more just and compassionate future, one where the mistakes of the past are never repeated. Lake Lanier, with its shimmering waters and picturesque shoreline, remains a place of undeniable allure. It beckons visitors to embrace its recreational offerings and find solace in its natural beauty. But beneath the surface lies a history intertwined with a past that cannot be forgotten. Oscarville, a thriving Black community, was a race to make way for progress, a reminder of the human cost of development. This legacy of racial injustice is etched in the landscape itself. The waters of Lake Lanier may conceal Oscarville's remnants, but they cannot erase its memory. Let the silenced laughter of children echo in our ears. Honor Oscarville's memory with a commitment to prevent such injustices.